SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
When your health matters most, trust South Central Regional Medical Center. From family care to life-saving treatment, our team is here for you. Find our services at scrmc.com. South Central Regional Medical Center. Excellent care and service, every patient, every interaction, every time.
MidDays with Gerard Gibert is on the air. MidDays with Gerard Gibert is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to MidDays, SuperTalk Mississippi. It is Palmer Home for Children Radiothon Day. Taking over here for Richard Cross. He did a 4-hour stint this morning. Appreciate that, Richard. I'm here with Rhino, both of us on site. The one time a year, Rhino, that we're at the desk together. And we're here, of course, for the annual Radiothon. And let me just make sure that everybody understands, as Haley Barbour used to say, former governor, we got to keep the main thing the main thing. And today the main thing is we're just not going to beat around the bush. We want your money, because we're trying to help the good people here at the Palmer Home for Children. Good morning to everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And in a second, Rhino, I'm going to ask you to give everybody the information they need so that they can open up their wallets and help us out. But right now, we're going to talk to Tim Gross. He is a representative with the Southeast Produce Council. They are a longtime supporter of the Palmer Home for Children. Tim, good to see you again.
Good
Remember
morning.
talking last year?
Yes. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be back.
Well, it's great to have you. So tell us how the Southeast Produce Council got involved with the Palmer Home and why this is important to your organization.
Yeah, it started back in 2018. A couple by the name of Tim and Stephanie Edmondson brought the Palmer Home to the Southeast Produce Council and said, hey, they have a massive need down there. And we decided, hey, it's time to start sponsoring them. And we've been a sponsor ever since, to the tune of $25,000 per year. It's a heck of a program that we are more than happy and honored to sponsor.
Yeah, well, it's totally awesome. And I'm sure that you talk to the folks here at Palmer Home and you're aware of the great work they do. Is there anything in particular that they shared with you with respect to fulfillment of their mission that makes you guys so interested in helping these folks out?
It's just, guys, just look around. and it's just an amazing place. The things that they do for all the children here, and in my own personal life and the belief that I have that, hey, giving back is so important, and to do it in the way that, in the fashion that they're doing it here, is just, it's a godsend to be able to do what we're doing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, Rhino, I know coming up here on Baldwin Road, when you crest the hill and turn the corner, what you can see towering up over this building is the big blow-up treehouse and slide. And I get a smile on my face thinking about this is what kids should be doing, and that's what this is all about, is it not, Tim?
Absolutely. And to hear some of the stories that, of the children and where they're from and how they ended up here and then where they go when they go through all the programs and all the education and all the religious teachings and everything else that happens here is just absolutely amazing.
And so you're aware, and we want to make sure our audience is aware, though we say it all the time, that the Palmer Home does not receive any public money, no taxpayer funds, no government monies are funneled to this organization. They rely 100% on private donations. That's why we're here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And if I could make a call out, I got a bunch of friends out there listening and watching right now.
Absolutely.
If you guys don't make a donation, pick up the phone, get on the internet, do whatever. Make a donation or I'll hunt you down.
Rhino, tell folks how they can make that donation.
I just made it. I had a friend that told me if I could make it the first 5.5 minutes of the show without talking, he would give $100. So that's another $100 that's going on the board right there.
Well, I was wondering.
That's why I was being mum and just kind of.
That's awesome.
But yeah, if you want to donate, give us a little bit of help here. We're trying to get some money for the Palmer Home. You can go on the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. You can pick up the phone and call. The number to call is 662-469-5533. If you want to use Venmo, we do have Venmo available. Just Venmo at Palmer Home -FOR Children. So that's at Palmer Home -for Children. You can Venmo your donation, or probably the simplest way would be to text. Text the words "Give Palmer," no space, "Give Palmer" to the number 833-402-4519. Again, text "Give Palmer" to 833-402-4519. If you want to give $1 million, that would be amazing. If you want to give $1, that would be almost as amazing, because every little bit helps. It all piles up, and that's how you start making a pile. Is you start with little stuff and keep piling on top. So we need to get this pile a little bit bigger. We're at $31,730.30. That's what Richard left us with after he finished mornings. So as we start middays, we need to get on this $25,000 matching gift from Southeast Produce Council. So basically what that means is for every dollar you donate, it becomes $2 on that board, and that's money going to help the kids at Palmer Home right here where we're sitting. So again, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. You can go to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. You can Venmo at Palmer Home -for Children. That's at Palmer Home -FOR Children. Or simply pick up the phone and text "Give Palmer," no space, GIVEPALMER, to 833-402-4519. Do it now, please. We need your help. We need your money. We need to help these kids.
So that's very generous of your organization, and certainly on behalf of Palmer Home, we appreciate that. And, of course, on behalf of SuperTalk Mississippi, you know, this is the chosen prime philanthropy for the network, for the business, and it is our pleasure to be here all day for the annual Radiothon. This is something that I assume has the complete support of your entire organization,
absolutely.
The management, so forth?
Yep, absolutely. They never, ever have once said, no, you can't go do that.
That's awesome.
They haven't. And one of the cool things about the Southeast Produce Council, and one of the things that we're known of in the produce industry between buyers and sellers of produce, is the fantastic shows that we put on that are best in the industry, the trade shows and all that. And that's really important. But probably, at least in my opinion, one of the most important things that we do is the community involvement work, such as the Palmer Home and some of the other organizations that we support, because that's what really matters. And that's what I think we get more respect among the industry for some of the cool things that we do in the community involvement space as opposed to the trade show space, I think, more so than anything. And I'm just honored and proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, and, you know, when you have a great industry like that where folks are obviously succeeding and they're contributing to society, it's important to give back.
Absolutely.
And you're rewarded in doing so. I truly do believe that God rewards you, the markets reward you, they recognize, they notice, and you do it because it's just the right thing to do.
Absolutely. That's right. And one of the other things that we've done at Palmer Home back in, it was 2021, the Hope Groves Garden that's located out here on campus, we started promoting that at the Southeast Produce Council, and looking for donors to help build the Hope Groves Garden, and going out there and looking at it and seeing what it is today compared to what it was when we did the dedication back in 2022. Yeah. It's incredible. Yeah. And it's such a great opportunity for all the kids to learn, hey, what is giving back? What does it mean to go out and work and get your hands in the dirt and to raise something and nurture something is pretty fascinating. And the average person out on the street doesn't know what it takes to grow blueberries,
Sure.
to grow whatever it is that they buy in the grocery store. They just don't see it. And there's people, and there's so many people in the world that never have a chance to go and see strawberries being harvested and some of those other different crops around the world. And what makes that so much more important is the population of the world today is 8 billion people. 2050, it's going to be 10 billion. There's not going to be enough food to go around. That's a risk that we have as a society, is how are we going to feed 10 billion people in 2050? And so if we can help educate and train, which ag education is a huge part of what we do at the SEPC, if we can help educate and train some of the younger generations how to take care of the land and how to grow and nurture different plants and grow their own food, I think we're going to be miles ahead.
Could be developing big-time future farmers right here at Palmer Home.
That's right.
As a result of
That's
that.
the goal.
And, there's something about it. Nurturing something, growing something, starting it from a seed or a small plantling, and then watching it flourish and blossom and grow into mature plant. There's a great sense of reward and gratification in that.
And it's cool to see that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, we appreciate, of course, you being here as we had you last year as well. So we appreciate that. Tim Gross has been our guest with the Southeast Produce Council. And Rhino, tell the folks again about the match and how they can donate.
Yeah, for every dollar you donate for the next $25,000, thanks to the Southeast Produce Council, every dollar will become two. So pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533 or text GIVE Palmer, no space, GIVEPALMER to 833-402-4519. We'll be right back here at the 14th Annual Radiothon for Palmer Home.
They keep these kids in a Christian environment. And I say this every year. When I first went to Palmer Home for the very first annual one, I was expecting a very, not a dark place, but a depressing place, like an orphanage, like these kids were going to be, I'm stuck here and I'm unhappy. And man, they rang that dinner bell at the old campus in Columbus. And it was like ants coming out of an anthill, running up there to get food, eat their lunch. And every kid was smiling. They were happy. They were hugging each other. It's a happy place where these kids are loved and they're given an opportunity and taken away from some very bad situations. Lots of times by maybe a grandparent that saw the parental situation was bad, or maybe it was a situation where it could have come from, no matter where it came from, they were removed from a bad situation into a good situation, into a home with a house mother and a house father and a bunch of brothers and sisters that make them happy. And it's this whole child initiative. It's just a wonderful thing. And I ask if you get a chance to donate today, folks, even if it's just a little bit. They can set you up on a recurring thing, take $30 a month from you, $20 a month from you. What's $20? You can't hardly go. Inflation like it is, you can't go eat lunch for $20 anymore. And so do that if you could, just once a month. Get set up like that, and they keep you up to date, and you can keep up to date with what's going on with these children. And it's a very rewarding thing, something that I look forward to every year. And these kids, getting them in a position, getting them where they can lead a healthy and happy life.
Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
Welcome back, everyone. It is the Palmer Home for Children 14th Annual Radiothon. We're at Lake Camarot at the Palmer Home for Children headquarters. I'm, of course, accompanied by Rhino. Now, Rhino, I know that you worked side by side with the late, great J.T. Williamson many years, and this was always very important to him. And you can tell by those who haven't been to the SuperTalk headquarters office, we've got several framed photos on the walls in the main hall there that show you and him with the kids at Palmer Home after previous radiothons. And you can see the smile on his face and tell that he really enjoyed helping.
Yeah, that's why you'll have to forgive me if my voice cracks. I got a little dusty in the room hearing his voice again. But yeah, if you want to take an opportunity to ensure that JT Williamson's mission and his heart for these kids continues, you can make a donation in his honor to the JT Williamson Memorial Fund, the Children's Education Fund. He cared so much about these kids. And to have somebody like JT, who could come across as a bit gruff, a bit rough around the edges, a bit of a hard nose sometimes, a bit aggressive at times, or overbearing, or any number of words you could apply to somebody that is imposing. Because he was larger than life. But when he came here, you could see him soften. And the children walking in to have lunch, smiles on their faces, you could see it change him each and every time he stepped foot on the campus at Palmer Home. And you can continue that legacy by making a donation today. So all you got to do, go to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. Call the number, pick up the phone, 662-469-5533. You can Venmo at Palmer Home -4 children. That's at Palmer Home -FOR children. Or you can text Give Palmer, no space, GIVEPALMER. Text that to 833-402-4519. Any amount you donate is beneficial to these kids. Any bit you can give is going to put these kids on a better path forward for their life. It's going to let the kids be kids. And that was something that JT really harped on during his time here with Super Talk for the Radiothon for Palmer Home for Children. He wanted the kids to be able to be kids. He didn't want them to have to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. He didn't want the 9-year-old with a 7-year-old little sister to have to be the mom and the dad and the security guard and the babysitter and the nurse and the teacher. He wanted that little 9-year-old to be able to be a little 9-year-old and to play with that little 7-year-old little sister. And you can be a part of helping that happen. So again, please go to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. Pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Or text Give Palmer, no space, GIVEPALMER, Give Palmer, to 833-402-4519. Please donate now.
This is my 6th year of hosting for Palmer Home for Children at the Radiothon, and we have learned that we've got a very generous audience. They always heed the call when we ask them to the Palmer Home, and I'll give you a couple examples. Jeff, a regular listener and someone who communicates with us on a regular basis during the show, said, I just Venmoed $50 from Jones County. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. Jason in Tupelo said, just made my donation in memory of JT, sending a challenge out to all the other mail carriers. Thank you, Jason. Awesome. Good morning, Gerard and Rhino. I drive for my work, and I couldn't write the number down to call and donate. When you get a chance, could one of you guys text me the number? I will pull over later and call. This is Dan in the Pine Belt. So, yeah, Dan, I certainly will. I will send you a text with the number, and thank you so much, and you be careful out there. So there are going to be more folks that are going to heed the call here, because we're going to get your dang hair cut and your beard shaved.
We're pretty close to the first number already, and with the $25,000 generous match from Southeast Produce Council, we might be in trouble for looking for a haircut here within an hour or so, because every dollar you donate right now becomes $2. Every $5 becomes $10. Every $50 becomes $100. If you want to donate $10,000, that becomes $20,000 right now. So, again, any amount helps. Any little bit you can give, please give now. Just pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Log on to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. Pick up your smartphone and open up the Venmo app and send a donation to @Palmer Home -4 children. That's at Palmer Home FOR Children. Or text Give Palmer, no spaces, GIVEPALMER, Give Palmer, to the number 833-402-4519. Please give now, because every dollar you donate will benefit these kids. And for right now, every dollar you donate becomes $2. You can't beat that.
Yep. So we should also point out, Rhino, that the J.T. Williamson Memorial Fund focuses on children's education specifically. And of course, that's really, if you think about what's a child's job, their job is to get educated because that is what leads to a happy, productive life. And when a child is in challenging, difficult circumstances, it's hard enough to be a student and a child and enjoy your life at the same time without issues in the home. But if you can get them in a nurturing, thriving, stable environment, then they can do what I call their job, which is to be a student, which as we know, will pay them dividends in the future. But this is why it's so important that we support the Palmer Home, so they can have that stability, so they can focus on their education. Well, JT understood that.
Think about it this way. Think about, if for those of us that were fortunate enough to go to college, that first semester away from home, where you're trying to balance life and school. You're trying to figure out, how do I have time to study and do homework and spend time with friends and still survive? I still got to feed myself. I still got to do my laundry. I've got to pick up after myself. But you're doing that at 17, 18, 19 years old. Now imagine you're 10 years old and you're trying to balance school and life because you don't have mom or dad there to help pick up the slack and take care of you. You don't have mom and dad there to help you pick up after yourself or cook meals with you or make sure you got a safe place to lay your head. It's really hard to focus on your school if you're having to focus on staying alive. And every dollar you donate can take that burden off these kids and let these kids be kids. So please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533 or text Give Palmer to 833-402-4519. Every dollar you donate becomes $2, and every dollar goes to benefit these kids and make sure their lives are just that little bit better. Please give.
And don't forget that a child, of course, needs balance in their life, and that's why there is a Paul Gallo Memorial Fund that focuses on kids' extracurricular activities. So JT on education, our late colleague Paul Gallo on extracurricular activities. We're coming right back. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for
From the sea.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's more.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Palmer Home for Children, the 14th annual Radiothon. That's where we are today. We're going to be here all day. All the shows will be broadcasting from the Palmer Home for Children. And once again, the main thing is we're looking for your generosity, your donations. You can call at 662-469-5533. For your convenience, you can Venmo at Palmer Home for Children. That is the Venmo account. You can text to give, that's G-I-V-E, Palmer, one word, give Palmer, to 833-402-4519. So help us out. Right now, though, it's Hayden Matthias. Is it Matthias or Matthias?
Matthias.
Matthias. Thank you, Hayden, for correcting me on that.
Yes, sir.
He is an on-site transitional child here at Palmer Home for Children. Thanks for coming on, Hayden.
Thank you. Appreciate it to be here.
Yeah. So you've been a resident here at Palmer Home for, did you tell us, 6 years, right?
6 years. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Same number of years I've been hosting here for the Radiothon. So that's really cool. So what are your plans? We understand you're headed off to school. Is that right?
Yeah, going back to school to do an education degree. I've always wanted to be a history teacher, so it was just something, a dream that I've had for, years.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, do you feel like you want to teach U.S. history or world history? That's kind of what I remember from my high school years. Mississippi history as well.
I mean, any history's fine. I'm a history person.
Okay.
Yeah, but usually history people have like a period of time or a civilization or a certain war they like to study. What's your specific interest in history?
I guess my specific interest in history would be probably the Greek Empire, Roman Empire.
There you go. So ancient
Byzantine
history.
Empire. So
The origins of civilization, as we
pretty
know
much.
it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you'd want to teach ancient history, Greek mythology, the Empire of Rome,
Pretty
the
much.
fall of Rome,
Yeah.
all of that. That sounds cool. I would definitely take that class
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you were teaching.
Yeah. Absolutely. You thought about the grade level? You think you'd have an interest in teaching?
I don't know. I probably prefer maybe middle school, high
Middle
school.
school.
I'm not really decided on it yet.
Okay. Do you feel like you'll stay here in Mississippi and be a teacher?
I really haven't decided on that.
Okay.
Just wherever the wind takes you and wherever the chips fall, right?
Pretty much.
Well, we hope you stay here.
I've lived here my whole life, so
We need good teachers.
yeah.
I bet you're going to be a good one. I have no doubt about that. So it's our understanding that you're considered a pretty good roommate. Tell us about that.
Yeah. It's just a lot of help. I give to other people. Whether it's borrowing money or need a ride or they want a snack or etc. But I'm usually say yes.
Because you're all living together.
We're all living together. Just living our lives.
Because that's the transition house model, where it's kind of like when you get out on your own, you get your first place, and you're probably gonna need to have a roommate to help split bills and expenses and keep food on the table. So
Yes,
you
sir.
and your roommates get along, and I hear that one of your roommates just recently learned how to drive, and not only did they get their license to drive, they wound up with a new car. And I understand you had a hand in that. How did you help your roommate get a ride?
When I found out that he was, getting the car, I figured, I help him, teach the basics of the road, make sure to drive safe and etc.
10 and 2 and make sure he's following
10
the
and
speed
2,
limit.
yeah.
Okay. He's already teaching.
Yeah, I just got to advise you here, though, Hayden, you got to be careful about telling people how generous you are as a good roommate, because they're going to come calling on you. No, that's very, I know it's very much appreciated, and I would tell you that just recognizing that other folks around your house may have some needs, and you
Yes, sir.
heeding that call is admirable and
Yes, sir.
is impressive. So
Yes, sir.
sounds like that you're a giving, generous person, and that's why we need you around the kids of Mississippi as a teacher as well, because they need to be taught those values, and you can share with them your experience in history in that respect. So that is just totally awesome.
It also goes to show how Palmer Home can really guide you and shape you to a better and brighter future, because, well, what would you say your time at Palmer Home has taught you that has allowed you to be such a dependable roommate and to be there for your friends in the transition home?
I would think that, Palmer taught me a lot, about, respect and, generosity, because, it wasn't always like this. So, Palmer, helped me change, my perspective on things, my personality, and, helped me shape into the person I am today.
So it's pretty easy to say that Palmer Home has made you a better man, a better person,
Yes, sir.
and shaped your future for the better.
Yes, sir. It has.
And that's why we're asking you to pick up the phone and call. Call 662-469-5533. Make a donation today Because right now, for every dollar you donate, every dollar becomes $2, every $5 becomes $10, every $50 becomes $100. And every little bit helps. Every little bit that you put into the Palmer home is going to have the Palmer home putting into people like Hayden here, who are going to become productive members of society, and beyond that, just good people, generous people, well-rounded people that are doing the Lord's work and continuing to spread the gospel and spread the good word of Palmer home. So again, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. You can go to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer home. You can pick up the phone and text, Give Palmer, no space, GIVEPALMER. Text that to 833-402-4519. Or if you want a Venmo, open up the Venmo app, type in at Palmer Home -4 Children. That's at Palmer Home -FOR Children. And again, any dollar you donate becomes $2 thanks to the generous $25,000 matching gift provided by the Southeast Produce Council. So again, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Make a donation today. We've got the map going over there. We're trying to paint Mississippi green. And we got a fair few counties that are still blank over there. So I need somebody from Yazoo County to call and make a donation. I need somebody from Leake County to call and make a donation. I need somebody from Union County to call and make a donation. I think I even see some Yallabusha over there that might need a phone call to make a donation. So, yeah, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533 or go to the website supertalk.fm/Palmer home. If you're watching on SuperTalk TV, there's a little QR code you can scan to make the Venmo even easier instead of typing in. But if you want to type it in, it's at Palmer Home -4 Children. That's at Palmer Home -FOR Children. Please donate now. We need to raise this money, because raising this money means providing for these kids the safety, the security, and just the willingness to be generous, like Hayden.
That's right. We've got Hayden Matias here with us. He's part of the transitional program at Palmer Home, been here 6 years. So, Hayden, we understand that someone in your house just learned how to drive and got a vehicle as well, but you were involved in this some way. Can you tell us about that?
I did. Finding out when he was getting a car, I helped him drive, or, teach him how to drive. We just did some parking, we drove on, busy roads, etc., taught him, the signs and, what to do, the traffic lights, when to yield, when to go, pretty much.
So once you become a history teacher, you might have a side gig as being a driver's ed teacher, right?
I think you got teaching in your blood, man. This is awesome, and you just take it upon yourself with that sort of initiative to guide, mentor, teach, inform people. It's excellent. It's a calling.
During your 6 years here at Palmer Home, what would you say is your favorite thing you've ever done? Like a trip somewhere, or a particular meal that you got to make, or what?
I mean, there's been certainly, good things that's happened here. I would say the first time I went to Idaho, I think about 3 years ago, for on river time.
Is that when you go fly fishing?
That is when we go fly fishing.
You get to go fly fishing?
Yeah, I mean, I got a trip coming up in a couple weeks.
There you go.
So
that's awesome.
And that's all due to your donations. That would not be a possibility without you picking up the phone and calling 662-469-5533 or logging on to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer home. Again, for every dollar you donate, that dollar becomes $2, and those dollars stack up and help provide the safety and security for these kids at Palmer Home and let the kids be kids. So again, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. And we'll be right back here.
Thank you, Hayden.
On Middays.
Appreciate it. All the best to you. You're going to knock it out of the park. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
14th Annual Radiothon. Donate now.
Patriotism is...
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 14th annual Radiothon for the Palmer Home for Children. 662-469-5533. That's the number you can call to make a donation. For your convenience, you can make a donation electronically through Venmo. The account is at Palmer Home. That's capital P, capital H, -4 children. You can do that. I just made a donation, as a matter of fact. Rhino, it's quite easy using my Venmo account. Or you can text to Give Palmer, all caps, Give, Palmer, one word. The number for the text, 833-402-4519. Now, a minute ago, Rhino, you were calling out the various counties that are not yet colored in on our tote board where we're tracking donations from counties. So we had a question. Did you say Lee or Leake a moment ago?
That would be Leake.
Leake County.
Lee County is currently green, so we've got at least one donation from Lee County.
Okay.
So we're missing
your home county.
Yeah, my home county.
Yeah.
We're missing a donation from Leake County. We're missing a donation from many counties like Atala, Holmes, Yazoo, Leake, Scott. You can go over to SuperTalk TV and check out the board there, which, by the way, on the board, we do have an updated total. We are currently sitting at $40,316.21 that y'all have generously donated to the Palmer Home for Children today during the Radiothon. We ended mornings with Richard at $31,730, so there's still a little bit left on that $25,000 matching gift, thanks to the generosity of Southeast Produce Council. And we did get a very generous donation from Amanda and Greg Morgan. They decided to open their wallet and donate $5,000 to the Palmer Home for Children. The kids here at Palmer Home are very thankful for that generosity from Amanda and Greg Morgan. And that will go towards our $25,000 match from the Southeast Produce Council. But again, we need your help. We need you to pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. And if for whatever reason you decide that a one-time donation just isn't enough, well, there's a way you can help with monthly donations. You can set it up to give monthly. It'll come out like any other subscription you have. And for as little as $19 a month, you can fund what Palmer Home calls their welcome packs for new children that show up here to be serviced and served by Palmer Home. For $19 a month, you can provide these kids with the opportunity to feel like a kid. A lot of these kids show up to Palmer Home with everything they own in a little plastic bag or a pillowcase. I want you to think back to when you were 8, 9, 10 years old. Or maybe think about your 8, 9, 10-year-old child or grandchild. How quickly would they be able to fill up a garbage bag or a pillowcase or a plastic bag from the grocery store with their toys, PJs, and their Bible, and any little knickknacks and gifts that they've accumulated over the years of being loved on by their parents and grandparents? Now imagine you as an 8, 9, 10-year-old, or imagine your 8, 9, 10-year-old not being able to fill up a garbage bag or a pillowcase or a plastic bag from the grocery store. Everything they own in there, and it's not even a full bag. But when they come to Palmer Home, they get the welcome pack. It comes with a toothbrush. Many kids don't have their own toothbrush when they get here. It comes with a hairbrush. It comes with clean underwear, a pair of pajamas they can call their own, a blanket that they don't have to worry about sharing, and a Bible so they can learn of God's love for them unconditionally. For $19 a month, you can provide that for the kids here at Palmer Home. You can allow them to find the love of God, and you can allow them to simply be kids, to take the weight of the world off their shoulders and put a smile on their face with the love of God in their heart. And the way they're able to do that is by your donations. Palmer Home doesn't take government money, and because they don't take government money, they are allowed to teach the gospel. They are allowed to pray with these kids. They are allowed to share God's love with these children in a way that would not be possible without your help. So please, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Log on to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. You can text GIVE Palmer, no spaces, all one word, GIVEPALMER. Text GIVE Palmer to 833-402-4519 or Venmo at Palmer Home-4 Children. That's at Palmer Home-FOR Children. Any amount helps, and for right now, every dollar you give becomes $2, thanks to the generous donation and matching gift from Southeast Produce Council. We are live here at Palmer Home today for the 14th annual Radiothon, and we need your help. We're still chasing that $50,000 to get me a haircut. We're a little less than $10,000 shy, so pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. We'll be right back here for the 14th annual Radiothon.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's more.
Everyone, to the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. Hour 2 of Middays now underway. Don't forget that the number to call to donate is 662-469-5533. Venmo the account at Palmer Home-4 Children, or you can text GIVE Palmer, all caps, one word, to 833-402-4519. Quick shout out. A challenge to all retired state employees from Kathy Edwards, who made a donation earlier. Right now, we're pleased to welcome Amy Brown, foster parent, and also Nick Gardner, Palmer Home alumni. So we got Nick actually calling in, Amy here on site with us. Amy, Nick, thanks for joining us.
I was so happy to be here.
Hey, Nick, you there?
I'm here.
All right, awesome. So appreciate you calling in to join us today. So, Amy, tell us about how you got involved with the Palmer Home.
Sure. So Palmer Home, I'm from Columbus, so Palmer Home is just part of our background, and always in the background in Columbus, and happy that when we moved to Hernando many years ago, 28 years ago, longer than that Hernando was the next place in Palmer's path, and the campus was here. So I've always known somewhat about Palmer Home. My grandmother used to work at the Sheriff Boys and Girls Ranch, and so it's just always been on my heart. But when we moved to Hernando and started having our family, we had 4 boys. We have 4 boys, and the oldest was playing baseball, and he played on a baseball team with Nick. Nick, you remember that team?
I do.
I think
a big
you played.
Black guy.
Oh, well, let's not talk about the big black guy. I mean, that scared me to death, right? He had a goose egg on his forehead, too. I think you were playing shortstop, and maybe Holloman was third, or vice versa. I don't know, something. But anyway, Nick's a great athlete. We can talk about that in a minute. But just that summer, just knowing that here, the Palmer Home van would drive up to the Hernando park, and the kids would bounce out, girls and boys run into softball and baseball, and there was Nick, and just got along great with all the kids, of course, and just the Holy Spirit put something in my heart at that point to say, what's Nick's story, and how can we become a part of his story, whatever that would look like. And months went by before we my husband Chris and I reached out to Palmer to say, hey, I knew in Columbus that families had relationships with children, or how would this look as a mentorship or a sponsor type situation? And Drake and others at Palmer Home were more than willing to kind of really create a new program in the sense of the fostering mentoring program. And Nick, I think you were about age 11 the very next year that we said, hey, would you like to come and just swim at our house or come play with the boys in the yard and go to dinner with us? Do you remember those years? It seemed like it was the most natural thing, right? Or at least it did for us. You want to talk about it for a second? Yeah.
What were you saying?
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry. I'm cutting you off. There's a little bit of delay. Let's hear you. Let's hear you talk for a minute.
Oh no! I was just gonna say, I remember those days like it was yesterday. I remember whenever I was still going to Tunica, the school bus stop was right there, and we'd
right.
argue and trying to get me to just be able to stay on Sunday night instead of going back.
Those were heartbreaking. He would come, we would get him, Friday after school, and he'd come on the weekends with us, and my boys and Nick, we were like, we gotta, can he spend the night Sunday night and just hit the bus Monday morning? You're right, the Tunica bus would take you back to Tunica Academy over there, but we had a lot of fun, taking you guys, all 5 boys, out to our cabin and letting you ride 4-wheelers and hunt and play in the sand ditch and just be free to just have fun. And those are some of the sweetest memories. But we really were so happy. It was COVID that kind of brought you to us more full time, and Nick was able to move in with us in 2021.
So, Nick, it's my understanding that you are presently serving in the United States Air Force.
Yes, sir, I am. I'm stationed at Travis Air Force Base in California now.
Where's Travis Air Force Base, Nick? Where's that located?
It's like right in between San Francisco and Sacramento, California.
Okay. Interesting. So my brother was stationed at, I think it's Beale. Is it Beale Air Force Base? Yeah.
Yep.
Marysville, California, I believe?
Yep.
Yeah. That was during the Vietnam era, actually. So what possessed you to join the Air Force?
Honestly, the mentorship from Mr. Chris. I was in a place, I went to college for a year, didn't really pan out how I thought it was going to pan out, and I was unsure of what I wanted to do. And Mr. Chris talked to me and was like, he had family members that joined the military, and was like, why not join the military, gives you a sense of direction, teaches you discipline and all that stuff. And I was like, you know what, like, I can actually see myself doing something like that. So went to a recruiting office, and here I am now.
That's awesome. What are some of your favorite memories while you were part of the Palmer Home family?
Some of my favorite memories, probably every summer going to Camp Palmer. Those were definitely some good times, combining with, I think, IPC, the church, going to Disney World for the summers.
Long bus ride. It was worth the long van ride, right?
Oh yeah, I'm actually going to Disneyland today. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Hayden talked about the On River time, Nick. Why don't you tell them a little bit about your experience? I know that was so meaningful for you.
On River time, that was definitely a surreal experience. It was probably the first time that I actually got to really, share my experience with Christ with others, seriously. Because after my first year, they asked me to come back and be a mentor, and that was probably one of the best experiences in my life for sure, being out in nature like that and experiencing God the way that they allow us to on that trip.
Well, you're a natural leader, and it was wonderful that they did ask you to come back. I know you influenced, a lot of people on that trip, younger people, and it served you well.
Right.
Nick, what are your plans you plan to stay in the Air Force for a while, or what's next?
Yeah, so
Good question.
No, I hit my 4-year mark in March of next year, and so I've definitely been debating staying there or not. But I think right now for me, the best thing is going to be staying in. So that's what I plan on doing, at least for another 4-year contract. So.
Okay.
Well, Nick is super smart. He can do anything that he wants. He tested off the charts for the ASVAB and is doing well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, Nick. We appreciate it. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Yeah, I was just going to say, like, I know I brought up like college not working out or whatever at the beginning, but I did start college again. So I at least want to finish my degree and everything like that before I go back into the civilian world for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do quite well, no matter what path you choose. And I am impressed with your ambition. I know that's tough to take on all that.
Thank you.
It is. We're super proud of Nick, and we're thankful when we can see him. Hopefully, at the end of the month, we're trying to make some plans to get you back up here for a little bit of leave time. And I know last year when he was here in the fall, he was really excited to take his girlfriend. You want to talk about, coming back here to campus and showing her what Palmer Home is and what it means to you to bring her back here.
We got about a minute left, Nick.
Oh, well, yeah. I was just going to say, like, because I joined Palmer Home since I was 6 years old, so that's kind of like been my whole life for the most part. So to be able to share that with someone important in my life, other than family and stuff like that, really meant a lot to me. And to go back and be recognized still and remembered in a very good way was definitely something I appreciated.
That's awesome.
You're not easy to forget, bud.
Nick, appreciate you so much for calling in and sharing your story today. And God bless you and best of luck to you on your future and your career. Amy, thank you for your great work and the service you did taking care of these kids is just unbelievable. Appreciate it.
Happy to be here. Thank you all.
Coming right back. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children. 662-469-5533. That is the number to call. Make a donation, folks. We need you. Coming right back.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
The 14th annual Palmer Home for Children. That's what's going on today. Middays live at the Palmer Home. Gerard and Rhino together on the set. It's the one time a year that we're not facing each other across the studio there. But we're here for an unbelievably good cause. We're so blessed to have this organization in the state of Mississippi. We just heard from a foster parent and a child who is now an adult that they fostered and cared for, who's now enjoying a productive adult life, serving his country in the United States Air Force, stationed in California. That is just so awesome. And you wonder, Rhino, if they hadn't come across and been taken in by these foster parents in the Palmer Home for Children, there could have been a different outcome. But because they were brought into a nurturing, loving, stable home with Amy Brown, who we just heard from, and her husband, here we have someone serving their country and going to college. That is just so awesome, and that's what it's all about.
It really is, and we have to say a big thank you to you listening right now, because it's your generosity over these last 14 years that we've done the Radiothon here for Palmer Home for Children that has allowed those success stories to be told, but more importantly has allowed them to happen in the first place. And we couldn't do it without you. So we need you to continue to be generous with your donations. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Log on to the website, supertalk.fm/PalmerHome, or text Give Palmer. It's all one word, GIVEPALMER. Text that to 833-402-4519. And we've still got some of the match from Southeast Produce Council. Their generous $25,000 matching gift to Palmer Home. And that means for every $1 you donate, it becomes $2. For every 10, it becomes 20. For every 50, it becomes 100. And right now, we're currently sitting at $40,316.21. We've added a few counties to our Paint Mississippi Green map, but we are still missing donations from Yazoo County, from Leake County, from Calhoun County. No, I think we actually got Calhoun. Calhoun just got in there. But we are still missing Clay County. We're missing Holmes County. We're missing Claiborne County. We're missing Adams County, Pearl River County, Hancock County, Stone County, George County, Wayne County, Clark County, Jasper County. So if you live in one of these counties and you can hear my voice, please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. You can donate in honor of two of our fallen brethren. You can donate in honor of J.T. Williamson for the Education Fund. Any amount you donate in honor of J.T. Williamson to the Education Fund will go towards providing these kids at Palmer Home the best possible education. They'll learn more through the education provided by Palmer Home than you could possibly imagine. Or if you'd like to donate in honor of the late, great Paul Gallo, there's a memorial fund set up here at Palmer Home for him, in his honor and in his memory. And every donation you make in honor of the late, great Paul Gallo will go towards providing a little bit of fun for the kids here at Palmer Home. Some extracurricular activities, like you heard Hayden talking about earlier, where he's going to get to go out to Idaho and go fly fishing. That's an opportunity that these kids would not have had without Palmer Home, and more importantly, without you, and without your generosity and your donations to the Palmer Home for Children. So again, please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Log on to the website, supertalk.fm/PalmerHome. Open up the Venmo app. And Venmo at Palmer Home-for Children. That's at Palmer Home-FOR Children. If you're watching on SuperTalk TV, just look there at the bottom of the screen. There's a little QR code that comes up ever so often. You can scan that. Makes the Venmo donation very easy. But again, we're sitting at $40,316.21. We got to get that number to $50,000 so I can go over here and get at least half of my shearing done. We'll get $50,000 on the board, and then I will have a haircut.
I look forward to that. This is big news. I got to pass this on. I just received this message from a friend. It's George Gammon. He is with the Citizens Bank. He said, my region of the Citizens Bank is in the process of donating $33,333 to Palmer Home in our Oxford market.
Wow.
He said it's a great organization and cause, and so glad that SuperTalk does this annual radiothon. That's what he just told me. Just texted that. George is an executive with the Citizens Bank.
That's very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So wanted to pass that on. Right now, we've got Ruth Ashcraft, volunteer, on site. Hey, Ruth, thanks for coming on.
Hi, thank y'all for having me today. I'm excited to be here.
You bet. So you are known as, is this true? Nurse Ruth, tell us about that.
That's what they call me. So I have a background of being a pediatric nurse for over 25 years, and I've always had a heart for children. And so some time and opportunity became available a few years ago, and I started volunteering here, helping the children and the house parents and various things with self-care classes, support groups, and doing a lot of things. And they began to call me Nurse Ruth, just as a nickname.
That's awesome. So how'd you get involved with the Palmer Home?
It started actually when I went to nursing school. I went to nursing school in Columbus, Mississippi, and that was where the original Palmer Home campus was. And during my time in nursing school, I volunteered at the Columbus campus doing Easter egg hunts with the children and toy drives and things like that. And then when I moved back up here, time and opportunity opened up later, and I began to volunteer doing more nurse-related things here.
All right. So how many years have you been volunteering?
Cumulative between college and now, over 5 years.
Okay.
And I will say, too, a neat connection I had when I was in Columbus in college is one of the girls that lived next to me was a Palmer Home graduate.
Oh.
And we became friends, and that stirred my heart for the Palmer
see.
Home also.
Interesting.
So
Yeah.
interesting.
That's awesome.
Such a small world.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find the work gratifying?
I do. I enjoy it. I really feel like this is where God has called me to volunteer my time and talents, and so I'm very thankful.
Yeah. And are there situations that you can talk about that certainly don't want to get into anyone's private clinical information, where maybe you're a little surprised that you come across situations with some of the children that you've provided nursing services to that maybe have been neglected, but now they're in the Palmer Home and they're getting the proper care?
You know, that is one of the things I love, to watch them grow and to become that they feel safe and nurtured, and some of the things that we talk about in self-care, I love to watch them implement in their daily lives. Okay. We work on setting goals, and I love to see them accomplish their goals and strive to be all that they can.
Yeah. Is there any particular poignant moment that comes to mind that you can share with us in your experience?
I volunteered at several career days, and when we do that, talking with the children about, some of them do want to be a nurse, and so it always touches me that I could have inspired that.
Yeah.
And helping them map out kind of a course of action and set goals that are just beyond where they are right now, that they actually want to go into have dreams and have things that they can accomplish.
Oh yeah. So I have no doubt that you're inspiring them, and you're setting an example for them and serving as a model for something that they likely aspire to.
Oh, thank you.
That's pretty cool. What makes Palmer Home special in your view?
I love that it is faith-based, that I don't have to wonder about what can I say or can I not say, that we openly share the love of Jesus here, and that the children come and that they are nurtured both mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, because as we all know, self-care and, it's so important to be mindful of body, soul, and spirit. And so I love that that's provided here at Palmer Home.
Yeah. Well, I love the Nurse Ruth. That is really a compliment.
Well, thank you.
It has to be viewed that way. So that's awesome. And I know that your being here and helping out is certainly valuable to the children in the Palmer Home organization.
I'm happy to be here, and I would encourage anyone to volunteer. It's well worth your time and effort.
That's awesome. Ruth Ashcraft, volunteer on site, has been our guest at the Palmer Home for Children 14th Annual Radiothon. We need your money.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. We're not going to mince any words there, and there are numerous ways that you can help us out. 662-469-5533, Venmo at Palmer Home for Children, or text to 833-402-4519. Give Palmer. Coming right back.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. Rhino, we got a couple of shout-outs to make here.
Oh, yeah. We got a very generous donation from the Bank of Commerce. They were kind enough to open their wallets and donate $1,000 to the Palmer Home for Children. So thank you to Bank of Commerce for their generosity to ensure that these kids get to be kids. And we want to challenge all retired state employees. I think we've already challenged them, but Kathy Edwards wants to make sure that challenge is out there to all retired state employees to please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Any little bit helps. And we're still matching. So for every $1 you donate, it becomes $2. For every 10 it becomes 20. For every 50 it becomes 100. And every little bit helps provide safety, security, and a loving environment for these kids at Palmer Home.
And over the break, we colored in a couple of counties, did we not?
We did. We got somebody from Yazoo, so y'all are off the hook. But don't worry, if you are still in Yazoo and you want to make a donation, we aren't turning you away. All you got to do is call 662-469-5533 or log on to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. Even if we're looking at the Paint Mississippi Green map, we're still missing somebody from Bolivar County, from Pearl River County, from Jefferson County, from Attala County. We're still missing somebody from Leake County. Not Lee County, Leake County. We still got a good bit of the map we got to paint green, so we need y'all to pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533 or text GIVE PALMER. That's GIVEPALMER, no spaces. Text GIVE PALMER to 833-402-4519 or Venmo at Palmer Home-4 Children. That's at Palmer Home-FOR Children. Again, any little bit helps. Any $1 you donate becomes $2, and all of these dollars pile up, add up, stack up, because we're trying to get to $50,000 to get me a haircut. But more than that, we're trying to provide a loving and godly home for these kids here at Palmer Home.
We've got Anna Brooke Warren, Vice President of Compliance at Palmer Home for Children, now on the Radiothon set. Anna Brooke, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you were telling us before we went live here, how many of these have you done?
This is my 9th Radiothon.
That's awesome.
With Palmer Home. So
9th Radiothon. It's a great thing. So tell us a little bit about what exactly your role is here at Palmer Home as the VP of Compliance.
Yeah, compliance, Palmer Home is a private organization, but that doesn't excuse us from, state and federal laws and, regulatory requirements, things like that. So kind of my job to follow those and keep abreast of those and make sure that we're, that we're adhering to that, and that, staying on track with those things helps us to, ensure best practice here when working with our kids and make sure that we're doing the very best job that we can. So.
I'm sure you and the staff, and of course CEO of Palmer Home, Drake Bassett, been on the programs actually many times, talking about the great work done here. Do you guys ever think about or talk about, how valuable and how critical it is that you have the resources you need to deliver for these kids, because otherwise they may not have the opportunity that Palmer Home affords them to provide them, as Rhino describes so articulately, this stable home environment.
Right. And when I talk about, best practice and the way that we do that and the things that we need, that goes so far beyond just, food, clothing, and shelter. We look at so much more. It's the educational opportunities. It's the, the clinical needs of some of these children, that we're able to identify and find ways to help them and help them to grow and improve in those areas too. So it's just so much more than just the basics.
Yeah. What do you see as the future for the Palmer Home? What can you tell us about your strategic plan, to the extent you can disclose any of that?
Well, in my area, I will share that in compliance. For the last couple of years, we've been in discussion about becoming accredited. We've been pursuing accreditation through Council on Accreditation, and so We have worked on that really strongly the last year and a half, and we've gone through a rigorous process with that. So, we're waiting for some results back on that, but that's something that, nobody told us that we had to do that. We volunteered and said, hey, we want someone to come in and evaluate, review us, as an organization, the whole, from the business side of things to the care that we provide for children, like give us suggestions, let us get to that best mark. We say superior care. We want superior care for these children, and we want a great organization. So we are working on that. So hopefully when we come on next year, we'll be able to say, hey, we are an accredited organization. That's our hope.
Something we always talk to Drake about when he comes on is just the commitment, the dedication, the compassion of the staff. It takes a calling to do this sort of work, and you guys go above and beyond that calling here.
It is definitely a calling, and I talk about I've been with Palmer Home and on Radiothon. This is my ninth one, but and I'm in compliance, but at the end of the day, I'm a social worker. I have been in this field and done this work for 20-something years now. So, I'm passionate about it. I'm here because I love to see these kids' smiling faces and to see families reunify and, those things. That's why I'm in it. That's why you look around, you see all the staff here. That's why they're here. That's what we want to do, and that's what makes it special to me is the people who are here that truly want to see these things and are here for the right reasons. It's awesome.
And then, of course, the volunteers, an army of volunteers, including the house parents, foster parents, and so forth, are critical to executing the mission. They are.
We could not do it all alone. We have to have support from the community. I think our board members have been on here. Just there is a network of people, just a very supportive team. Then it takes a village. You hear it takes a village. It really does.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. We just talked to a foster parent, and what was one of their foster children now serving in the U.S. Air Force in California.
Yeah, that's great. I walked in.
It's awesome.
I walked in this morning and talked to one of our transitional kids just about what he was doing, and talked about his job and the plans he has for his future, and it's just great. I remember being here as long as I have. I remember him being just a little guy, running around here playing basketball, and now he's talking about a career. So that's awesome. That's great.
And many of them maintain connections with the Palmer home, even after transition and emancipation and on into their adult life. They stay in touch. They build relationships.
They do. This is their family. This is the family they reach back out to. So, and it's so special to me to be a part of that. Yeah. So above any rules and regulations and compliance, that's the part that I really love.
Yeah. The unique thing about the Palmer home in many ways, I think, is the fact that this organization does not take on any government funding and relies 100% on private donations.
Yeah.
And so do you feel like it being in compliance to some extent that allows you to pursue the mission and execute the mission without the burden of government? How much does that help?
Oh yeah. That's what keeps the wheels turning. That's the only way we're able to do all these things we just talked about. Is through the giving of our supporters.
Well, we're doing pretty good here today. We got to get Rhino a haircut. Of course, that's what it's all about. And then we start the countdown over again. The Radiothon, how big has that been a factor in enabling this organization to serve these children?
Yeah, it's huge, and it's huge for the donation pieces, of course, the money that we need to operate, but also just the awareness that we're here, and what we do.
Yeah,
because,
I agree.
It's a lot of times, there are people that. You see a family in need, and people want to help, but maybe they can't give financially or, something like that. So just knowing who we are and what we do, that they can share that information with that family and say, hey, here's the number to call, and call these folks and see if they can help you. But I think Radiothon has been great to give us that exposure and just to let people know that we're here and what we do.
That's a great point. I appreciate you bringing that up, because I don't know about you, Rhino. That's one of the things I always hear after we do the Radiothon from so many people that said, I listened, I donated, I didn't even know about that, and now they do, and then they become sort of regular donors, which is why I think we're able to keep increasing the amount we raise every year. So we're sort of building our base, but we're getting the message out.
That's right. We appreciate y'all for that. It's been awesome.
Well, it's an honor and a privilege to be part of it, and just doing a little part here again to tell the good story of Palmer Home for Children. We've been talking to Anna Brooke Warren, the VP of Compliance here at the Palmer Home. That's where we are for the 14th annual Radiothon. You can give us a text, or you can call us, or you can Venmo us. On the other side of the break, we're going to give you all the information to do that. Stay with us. Coming right back.
Up of Mississippi.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's more.
MidDays is back with you. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. 662-469-5533. That's the number you can call to make a donation. Or, for your convenience, you can use Venmo. The account is @PalmerHome-for-Children. I just did a donation using Venmo. Or you can text Give Palmer, that's one word, Give, G-I-V-E, Palmer, to 833-402-4519. Rhino, give the folks an update on the current tote.
Yeah, we just got an update on the board. The current total of your generosity to Palmer Home so far today is $48,883.71. That means we are just a hair over $1,116 left before I'll need to start lining up my haircut.
Pun intended.
And we will be well on our way to getting rid of the beard as well. But we have a little bit left on the match, the $25,000 matching gift from Southeast Produce Council. We're currently sitting at $9,704.09 left to match. So we need your help. We need you to pick up the phone and call and make a donation. 662-469-5533. Or text Give Palmer. That's all one word, GIVEPALMER. Text Give Palmer to 833-402-4519. And you don't have to just give once. You can set it up to give monthly. Earlier in the show, I talked about how if you give $19 a month, you can fund the welcome packs for these kids when they arrive at Palmer Home. Many times these kids arrive here with everything they own in a little bag from the convenience store, the little plastic bag that you could probably fill with belongings in the span of about 5 minutes, if that long. But everything these kids have in this world is in that little bag when they show up here. But for $19 a month, you can welcome them to Palmer Home with a welcome pack that includes things like a toothbrush, a hairbrush that they don't have to share, underwear, pajamas, a blanket, and a Bible. If you want to be a little more generous, you could donate $30 a month. You could set it up to come out automatically every single month, $30 donated to the Palmer Home. And with that $30, Palmer Home can provide a home-cooked meal for an entire family in a cottage here. The home families, the host families, can host up to 10 kids in the home. They got these big, nice rooms with bunk beds. The kids have all the opportunities in the world to just be kids. But for $30 a month, you can help put a meal on the table and provide for them, to feed them so that they can continue to grow, and for Palmer Home to allow the kids to just be kids. You can set up a $50 donation, and if you do so in honor of Paul Gallo, the late, great Paul Gallo, that'll go towards funding their fun. It'll give these kids an opportunity to take part in extracurriculars the same way you did, the same way your kids have and are, the same way your grandkids get to go play baseball or basketball or football or soccer. Those extracurriculars can be funded with only $50 a month. Or if you really want to open up your pocketbooks and make a donation of $100 a month, you can help provide each one of these kids here at Palmer Home with the academic instruction they need and the support required to ensure their success going forward as a well-rounded individual and a productive member of society. And remember, if you do set up a monthly donation, you will wind up with a free recipe and some barbecue rub from our buddy at Malcolm Reed with How to Barbecue Right. So be sure to set up those donations for monthly giving. Again, you can do that any of the other ways you can donate. You can go to supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. You can pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. You can text Give Palmer. That's all one word, GIVEPALMER. Text Give Palmer to 833-402-4519. Or if you want to use Venmo, just type in at Palmer Home-4 Children. That's at Palmer Home-FOR Children. Any little bit helps. And remember, we still have $9,704 and some change left over from the generous matching gift from Southeast Produce Council of $25,000. So for the next $9,704, every single dollar you donate becomes 2. Every 10 becomes 20. Every 50 becomes 100. If you wanted to stroke a check for $4,500, you would knock out the majority of that remaining $9,704 in the matching gift from Southeast Produce Council. But again, any little bit helps. Any amount you can donate will go to provide safety, security, and a loving home for these kids here at Palmer Home. So please, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Pick up the phone and call today. We need your donations, please.
Well, we're about to take a break, and on the other side, we've got some shout-outs and thank yous to give to some of our regular members of our audience who have let us know that they've made some donations. We're coming right back. It's the 14th annual Radiothon for the Palmer Home for Children.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/Palmer Home to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. We're on site. Rhino and I next to each other. That's unusual. Usually we're facing each other, he in the control booth and me at the host set there. But special day, Palmer Home for Children, where we team up, and our goal is to get you to open your pocketbooks up and send us some money. And Rhino, it's working because I got a text here. We got several. Let me go through those real quick from folks that are tuned in and are being generous. One says, want you guys to know that I just made a contribution through Venmo to the Palmer Home for Children, and we appreciate that. This person wanted to remain anonymous, and if you tell us that's what you want, that's exactly what we'll do. Otherwise, if you're okay with it, we're going to announce your name. So Ben from Madison just made a payment through Venmo. Always enjoy hearing the stories from all the folks. Thankful Super Talk does this every year. Crosby Simmons, he is a regularly engaged member of our audience, said, I'm donating $200 in memory of my Delta brother, Mr. Paul Gallo. Rest in peace, Paul. God bless you for all your heartfelt attention to help these children. So that is super awesome. Gary from Tishomingo donated $25 on the text line. Via text, I should say. Thank you. Appreciate your work for the children. Another just Venmoed on behalf of my parents who live in Holmes County. So,
we also have a shout out from the session.
Yes.
During the special session that's been called by the governor, they are actually watching us here live from the Palmer home for the 14th annual Radiothon. And there has been a donation made on behalf of Representative Josh Hawkins and Hawkins Boren Insurance for $2,000.
There goes the hair.
So that puts us above the $50,000 total that was required for me to get a haircut. So we've got that on the board. The current total as we stand right now is $52,256 that you have been generous enough to donate to the children here at Palmer Home. Thank you so much. But we ask that it does not stop there. Please, if you haven't already donated, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Go to the website supertalk.fm/Palmer Home or text GIVE Palmer. That's all one word, GIVEPALMER. Text GIVE Palmer to 833-402-4519. Every dollar you donate goes to benefit these kids, to provide them a loving and happy and healthy home environment, and to prepare them for a brighter future.
Yep.
Please
Jason in
give today.
Tupelo, he just made a donation in memory of JT, and we appreciate that. Certainly, Jason. Also, Representative Hawkins, thank you, sir, for your generous donation. I feel better about getting Rhino's haircut now. But please make your way around the Capitol. I know you guys are at the old Capitol today as the new Capitol still undergoing some renovation on the House chamber side. And let those guys know that the Radiothons today, especially my band members, the House band, I'm shouting them out right now. Representative Dan Eubanks, Representative Steve Lott, Chuck Blackwell, Joseph Tubb, Noah Sanford, Lance Varner. If you guys are tuned in, please help us out. Representative Hawkins, go tell them. Right now, it's Logan. Logan is a junior at Mississippi State studying social work and is part of the Palmer Home family. Thanks for coming on, Logan.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so what inspired you to study social work?
I spent some time here growing up at Palmer Home, and from my experience, I realized how important it is to have an adult that was there for you, that encouraged you, that supported you, and had your back no matter what. So that kind of inspired me to do social work, to pursue that career. I want to be able to change other kids' lives in ways that my life was changed through Palmer Home.
That's awesome. That's so. Do you feel like, Logan, there are perhaps some things you learned as part of your experience from the social workers here that you think you'll bring into your work?
I think so. Like I said, just having somebody that's there that can encourage you and will never give up on you. I know my biggest thing is that when I was growing up here, I had a lot of people who kept telling me to keep going, to never give up, And I think that that's the most important thing that I want to put on to other children whenever I grow up.
So while you're going to school, you're living independently, right?
Yes, sir.
And so you're having to manage your budget as well, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like that you were exposed to perhaps some information, some training that helps you manage your budget and just live independently?
I think so. I would say that it's 50-50. I figured it out on my own. They didn't just give me every step by step.
Sure.
But they also helped me to make the right decisions so that I wouldn't mess up. And any time that I started to slip, they let me know that if I needed help, then I was able to ask for help.
Yeah. So we understand that this summer you served as a leader at Lead State. Several Palmer Home campus kids attended. What was that like?
Honestly, that experience was it was wonderful for me. I had a great time. I was able to mentor some of the kids that were there. Just being able to be there with them and allowing them to be kids and allowing them to have fun, seeing them laugh, seeing them connect, being able to connect one-on-one with them and talk to them. I saw a lot of myself in a lot of the kids, so it was very nice to be able to be there for them and help mentor them throughout the week.
What are your professional aspirations? Obviously, you're teaching social work. You intend to become a social worker. Would you think about maybe coming back here to the Palmer home?
I've thought about it, but I don't know if I want to stay in Mississippi or if I want to leave. I don't know where I want to go just yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to make the pitch to you to stay in Mississippi. Rhino knows I do this with all the young folks that we come into contact with because they're all so fabulous, and we want to retain them right here in our home state. I'm sure you're going to make the right decision, and you're going to do well. You're going to succeed no matter where you go.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So I got to admit, I'm not terribly familiar with social work. Are there various aspects, categories of social work?
There is. There's CPS, social work, which Mississippi State actually does a program where if you work for them, they'll pay for your school through CPS in Mississippi.
Okay.
So there's that aspect. You can also work with vets. You can work with people who are disabled. You can work with people who are homeless. You can work with children. So my goal in life is to help children mostly, but I also want to work with homelessness and addiction. So I kind of have two different paths that I want to go down.
Yeah, so do you see ways that perhaps as a social worker you could help folks in their problem with addiction and maybe pull themselves up and in their homeless situation as well?
Yes, I think so. Before I came to Palmer, I was in situations where it was homelessness involved, there was addiction involved. So I really think that I can help others that were in that situation because I've seen how people can come out of that.
So you've obviously, I can tell you're successful, and you're a well-balanced individual, which is important just to be happy in life. What would you say to encourage a younger child or perhaps a teen at the Palmer home who's looking and thinking about their future and wondering can they get to where you are?
I think that the most important thing would be to know that this is not your forever situation. This is not something that's going to last forever. This is something that could end tomorrow. This is something that could end whenever you're 18. Before I turned 18, whenever I was living on campus, I always had that mindset of this is how my life is going to be forever. This is just terrible. It's going to be bad like this. I don't have any parents in Palmer home. And but once I turned 18, I realized that there's more to life than what I was going through, and that even though I went through so many hard struggles and so many difficult situations, there was always a positive that came out of it, and there was always a way out of it. There was always another day. There was always a tomorrow. Yeah. So I think the most important thing that I would teach other children around in Palmer home would be that it's okay to be upset about something, but don't dwell on it. Keep going and not to give up, and know that God does have a plan for you no matter what happens.
Oh, that's awesome. Wise words. Certainly wise beyond your age, I would say that. Do you have thoughts about maybe having a family of your own one day?
I do. I do have a dream of that. That's my plan. I also plan on adopting or fostering, whichever path I end up going down. But I do plan to have a pretty big family whenever I grow up.
I'm quite sure you'll be a fabulous mother when that time comes. All right, so what year are you? You may have told us that already.
Junior.
Junior.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you going to pursue some perhaps postgraduate work as well?
Yes. I plan to go and get my master's. I'm not sure exactly what school I want to go to yet. I don't know if I want to complete at Mississippi State or not, so we'll see about that.
Okay. Well, I'm quite sure, like I said, you're going to do well no matter where life takes you.
Thank you.
You seem to be just a fabulous young lady with a great future.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, Logan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah. We're stepping aside for a break right now. The Palmer Home for Children. We just got a message here, Rhino, that, let's see, we got a $500 gift from Clark Insurance. We're $3,974 away from meeting the goal. Taking a break.
Frisco Deli.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's more.
We are back at the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. It's lunchtime, Rhino, because the kids and some of the workers are piling in the big room where we are, and they are going through the line and enjoying some lunch provided today by Scotty's Smokehouse and Mrs. Hippie's Eats. They're providing the homemade desserts for our 14th annual Radiothon. Scotty's Smokehouse always puts their heart and soul in every item on their menu. Call them for all of your catering needs, and be sure to ask about their famous barbecue egg rolls.
I can get behind that.
That sounds good. Get you some. Mrs. Hippie Eats is the best gourmet grab and go around. They provide fresh from scratch salads, soups, casseroles, and baked goods. Be sure to call Scotty Smokehouse and Mrs. Hippie Eats right in Nesbitt and Hernando, Mississippi. You will not be disappointed. All right, so a couple of comments we got on the C Spire text line, by the way, that I completely concur with after visiting with Logan, who is a junior at Mississippi State, was once a child here at Palmer Home. Said the greatest thing ever right there, instead of someone just making it through a tough situation, she said, let me show others in my situation how to do it. That's when I told her she was wise beyond her years. I completely agree. And Ron from Ocean Springs wrote, Logan is very intelligent and well-spoken. I totally agree, Ron. Very impressive, and she's going to do well. So they want to know how much for you to get the haircut. Where do we stand, Rhino? Give them an update.
Well, the current total on the board as of right now is $52,256, which means we have hit the $50,000 mark for me to get a haircut. So in about the next 10, 15 minutes, I'll be putting the drape on and getting out the clippers, and I will be a whole lot lighter on top of my head. But we're still a long ways to go from our goal to have me shave my beard for the kids here at Palmer Home. So we need you to pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Text GIVE PALMER, that's all one word, GIVEPALMER. Text GIVE PALMER to 833-402-4519. Just log on to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home, or you can use Venmo. Just Venmo your donation to @PalmerHome-4Children. That's @PalmerHome-FOR Children. Every single dollar you donate for the next $3,974 will still be doubled. Thank you to Southeast Produce Council for their very generous $25,000 matching donation here to Palmer Home. So again, please, if you haven't already, or if you have and you want to be generous again, pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. We're trying to fill up our map of Mississippi, the Paint Mississippi Green map here for the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. We still got some white spaces on the map. We've managed to fill in several of them that I've called out, such as Yazoo and Yalabusha and even Holmes. But we still got a whole bunch of Central Mississippi, South Mississippi, Southwest Mississippi, Northwest Mississippi, and even some Northeast Mississippi counties. We need y'all to call and donate today, because every dollar you donate is going to provide a loving and caring household and home for these kids. It's going to let these kids take the weight of the world off their shoulders and just let kids be kids. So please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533 or log on to the website supertalk.fm/Palmer Home and make a donation now, please.
So we have a question. I'm not sure if I can answer this. That's why I brought Alex over here to maybe get this question. If I donate on the Palmer Home website today, does it count towards the total for the Radiothon?
That's
if they donate
correct.
On the website.
If you donate on the Palmer Home website, I believe the Palmer Home website has Radiothon 26 at the end of it.
I just want to make sure.
If you do make a donation on the Palmer Home website,
appreciate that.
That's another option for you to donate today, and it will wind up on the board. It will count towards shaving my beard, and more importantly, it will go towards providing. That's
Kenneth at Starkville, but we want to make sure. So, thank you, Kenneth. Please do. John in Corinth Rhino wants to know the Venmo account for Palmer Home.
Oh, yeah. So if you open up Venmo and start typing at Palmer Home-for Children, that's at Palmer Home-FOR Children. All you got to do is open up the Venmo, type in at Palmer Home-for Children. You can make your donation through there. You can log on to the website, supertalk.fm/Palmer Home. You can text Give Palmer, that's GIVEPALMER, all one word. Text Give Palmer to 833-402-4519, and you can make a donation a day. Again, we have little less than $4,000 remaining in that very generous matching donation gift from Southeast Produce Council. We need you to pick up the phone and call so we can hit that match, and we can be on our way to me having to shave.
Yep, that's it. So we've had a couple of questions about what the Venmo account is, and, of course, you read it out, and I sent them the name of the account as well. Pearl River County is still not shaded in, just looking at the map that I can tell. And the reason I pointed that one out is Senator Angela Hill represents Pearl River County, and she, of course, a regular guest on the morning show, the midday show as well, particularly during the session. She comes in and talks about stuff going on down at the Capitol. So if she's tuned in, I hope she is. I'm quite sure there is a senator or two tuned in, and go talk to her about getting that county shaded. We got some others as well. My bandmate from Stone County, Steve Lott, our lead guitarist, Stone County still has not been shaded in as well, I believe. So, come on, guys.
Still got some work to do.
We need some help
to paint Mississippi green. And I do want to say, if money's tight right now, if you find yourself in a bit of financial hardship, but you still want to help the kids here at Palmer Home, you can still help. You don't have to donate, although we would love it, even if you only have $1, if you gave that $1. If you only got a $5, if you gave that $5 to the kids here at Palmer Home. But if you just are absolutely flat broke and you can't even afford a penny to donate, just pray. Just hit your knees and pray for all the ways Palmer Home can help these kids. Or get involved with your church. Ask your church if they would like to participate in something here at Palmer Home, whether it be an event or a prayer service or a worship service or a cookout or a tailgate or a fun day with bounce houses and slip and slides and all that. You can do that. If personally you would like to volunteer, pick up the phone and call. You don't have to make a donation when you call. You can talk to someone and they'll answer all your questions about how you can become a volunteer and serve these kids, serve these house parents in any way that you can. But if you do have the finances, if you do have the spare change you can take out of your center console of your car, that little bit will help. Any dollar you donate right now becomes $2, any $5 becomes $10, any $50 becomes $100, and every single red cent that you donate here today during this radiothon will be put towards the benefit of these children. I'm watching them as they're eating right now. They got smiles on their faces. They're bouncing around. They're happy to be here. And it really is the whole reason we're here, is to put these smiles on these kids' faces, to see the love of Christ shine through them. And that's only possible because of you and your generosity. So please, pick up the phone and call 662. I just lost it.
662-469-5533. Yep. Appreciate that. So we've got more texts coming in. John in Carnes sent $25. Jim from Ripley, I donated on the supertalk.fm website. Super easy. Gave me all the options of the different ways to donate. Appreciate that, Jim. So let's see. What else we got? I think that's it. JP in Oxford wanted us to know, and we appreciate it, JP, that he makes a $30 a month donation. You've been talking about that, describing that as one of the things that folks can do.
Yeah, for as little as $30 a month, you can put healthy meals on the table for these kids, home-cooked meals. Because, I mean, put yourself in their shoes before they got to Palmer Home. Imagine you're 10 years old, and you've got little siblings, and you're responsible for them. You're putting food on the table for them, but you're just 10 years old. Life has not allowed you to just be a kid. That's what Palmer Home provides. That's what your generosity provides. It takes that responsibility off the kids' shoulders and allows these kids to be kids. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533 and make a donation today. Every little bit helps, and every little bit goes towards providing a healthy and happy home for these kids. When we come back, you'll hear more from Palmer Home for Children. This is the 14th annual Radiothon, and I do believe I'm going to have a haircut here in just a few minutes.
We've got the president and CEO of Palmer Home, Drake Bassett, coming on with us next. Stay with us. The 14th annual Radiothon continues.
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's Gerard Gibert.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon, SuperTalk Mississippi. Once again, 662-469-5533. You can dial that number to make a donation. Or if you'd prefer to use your Venmo account, @Palmer Home -for Children is the account name. Or you can text Give Palmer, that's one word, Gibe Palmer, to 833-402-4519. On the C Spire text line, hey guys, I'm driving to the coast today, and if I'm driving through a county that has not gone green, can I donate and attribute the donation to a county during my travels? Call that number and talk them into that.
That's right.
662
Persuade them.
469-5533. In fact, why don't you hit 3 or 4 counties and make donations, and we'll color them in
exactly
for
right.
Appreciate that. Great question. That's fun. Right now, it's Drake Bassett, President and CEO of Palmer Home. Drake, another what appears to be very successful Radiothon. We know that because Rhino's currently getting his hair cut. That's how we know we're succeeding today. What do you think?
Somebody paid for that, and a lot of people paid for it, and we're really happy. Happy for him to get a haircut and happy for us to have the fun, so thank you.
And then we started the clock all over again with the hair and the beard. But we haven't got to the beard level, though, yet, right? We still
that'll come later.
Still got a little work to do. So it's been a good day so far.
It's been a great day.
Yeah.
Really nice to be around, of course, all of our staff together who get a chance to come in on this day. And, we have staff in 2 or 3 states, and so it's just a real blessing to see everybody. But there's the energy, and I think people care about the mission. I think they care about what we do. That's what makes it great to be here, but it also makes it great for the children that come into our care.
Yeah, and something that Rhino always talks about, and I know we'll hit it again tomorrow on the show, that is an indicator that the work here is good and that the mission is being fulfilled, is when these kids come into lunch. And they're just being kids, which is what they should be. They're moving around with lots of energy. They're stopping and they're talking to people. They're eating. They're having fun with each other, with the staff, with the house parents and so forth. That's how you know it's working.
That's how you know it's working. And, especially with our children, because like you said, this is summertime. They look like they're just having normal.
Yeah.
And they are. But it is true that behind every face, behind every child, there is a story that's not typical. And because of that, we're here. Because of whatever it is in their life that required them to have a different setting and a group of people to support them. But to see them acting like that, They're walking through here with towels. They're headed to the swimming pool, but they're having a good time. And some of these kids, they're growing every week. I see them, and I'm like, hey, you grew 5 inches. How'd that happen? So it's just great to see that.
That is awesome. Bobby in Hazelhurst just told us on the C Spire text line he donated $100 for Copiah County. I can't really tell if that's the first one in Copiah. I can't see the map. I have to pull it up in a second here, but appreciate that, Bobby. That's big time. So we wanted to ask you about the academic awards and what kids get to experience in that particular setting. What's that all about?
Well, I think it's a couple of things. Number one, we've said this before. Children come to us, and depending on the level of chaos that may have been in their life, it's not unusual for kids to have missed out on maybe 1 or 2 years of school.
Okay.
In some cases, 3 or 4.
Wow.
So what that means is we certainly want to evaluate where a child is, their reading skills, their math skills, and we don't care. We'll take it right where it is. It's just no judgment. Come on in. Let's get started. And our team here pays attention to that. And so ultimately, when we have awards at the end of the year, they're not trophy awards. We do a lot to participate and have a good time together. But when we give awards, we do that for A and B type performance, and we saw great results this year.
Yeah.
We give some other individual awards that have to do with leadership and have to do. I have a President's Award that I gave out to a young man who this very week is doing basic training over in Georgia, and his journey has just been so consistent.
That's awesome. So, Drake, how long you been on this campus now here at Lake Comarock?
About 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember the exact time.
Now, wait, we've actually been here for like plus 15 years.
Okay.
We had 2 or 3 cottages, but we built this building 4 years.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I recall. So,
that's right.
Can you kind of give the folks a description? This is truly a blessing, this building and the facility.
Well, every time I come in and I see we have a nice donor wall, and the reason we did that particular donor wall was talking about people's influence and care for this mission. The day we opened this building up and we had a nice public ceremony, the building was paid for. And that took a lot of heart and people trusting the mission. But if you come here, you'll see where we are right now, which is a great big room where all the kids can eat, where we can all visit. But more importantly, we have administrative facilities. We've got a nice boardroom. And you get down to the other half of this building, and you see that it's dedicated to the very school we're talking about. Kids who need that extra year or two, come down and see our state-of-the-art education rooms. We got smart boards. We got all the stuff. But kids feel safe in there. Across the hall, they can go to counseling. And we've had family counseling in there. So we've got these resources together in one place. Oh, and if you make it all the way to the end, you got a full-size gym where kids can play and have a great time. So this will be here for a long time. And part of when we built it, what we wanted to say was Palmer Home will be here for a long time. A safe place for children will be here for a long time.
Well, that's twice you mentioned the word safe, Drake. And so explain to the folks, sometimes children that come to Palmer Home, they may have been in circumstances where it wasn't safe for them.
All of us, in our own bodies and in our own minds, we're all constantly making sure we're safe. I come over here, I know you, I feel totally safe.
It's human nature.
It's
right?
human nature.
It's in our DNA. We're wired that way.
But if you're not connected to people, if you haven't had reinforcement from your own home, your own family, who first should be creating that safety, where we can make mistakes, where we can be loved, where we can all those kind of things. So when kids come here, it's very interesting to me. I just was, if you saw me, I was over there hugging on a couple of guys and stuff like that. The first day they got here, there's no hugging, there's no handshake, there's no nothing. Why? Because they don't know me. But if over time, if we're consistent, if we continue to, people talk about teaching the gospel, and I say, hey, we teach the gospel by trying to live the gospel. That's how they'll see it. If we can be kind and if we can be consistent, they will begin to feel safe. And when they feel safe, that's when we start to connect. And when we connect, that's when they start to thrive.
Yeah. Interesting you say that. And so many of us take that for granted.
Oh, man.
Right? We don't know. And then when you talk about a child when they first got here, wouldn't was skeptical.
Absolutely.
They were.
They don't know us. They can't trust us for sure.
It's a trust thing. You've got to earn that trust. And once you achieve that and you get to that level, then they can focus on other things. They don't have to worry about the basic human need of safety.
Yeah.
And that's what you provide.
I remember a few years ago, just talking about something very basic. We had a child that every time we would serve food and stuff, literally would stuff their pockets with food. And I remember thinking, well, how long is it going to take for this child to believe that tomorrow we're going to provide a meal? And this wasn't a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old. This was someone, 10 or 12 years old. But they had spent so many years in their life with uncertainty. And so we could say, don't worry. No, they kept at it. After a while, they realized there'd be food, there'd be safety, there's a bed, it's theirs, we're here. But undoing that fear and undoing that kind of mindset takes time. And that's why when people donate to Palmer Home, you're not just donating for a pair of shoes. You're donating for an environment. You're donating for a culture, a place where kids truly can be safe. And as you said, it's beautiful out here. They can ride bikes, go fishing.
Yeah.
Even pet the cows if they want.
That's awesome. And to further extend on that, we talked earlier in the program. I kind of described a child's job is to get educated, is to be a sponge, is to learn, right? But you can't do that if you're worried about safety, if you're worried about where your meal's coming from. But once you check that box and solve that problem, then they can focus on what they should be focused on.
They just get right into it.
Yeah.
But it does take that time, and I'm so thankful for our staff that understands that. We teach within our organization. We call it Whole Child Initiative, and it's not just the counselors, it's not just the house parents. Everybody here is participating in creating a sense of safety.
It's awesome. And you can tell, like I said, because when they come in here through lunch, they look like everyday, normal, well-adjusted children.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. And that's how you know that the mission is being executed. Drake Bassett, President and CEO of the Palmer Home for Children. Appreciate it, Drake.
Thanks, Gerard. Great to see you. Appreciate all y'all are doing.
You bet. The 14th annual Radiothon, Palmer Home for Children, coming right back. We got the final segment today. Somebody said, is that Rhino naked on camera? Yes, it is. He just got the hair trimmed. We're coming right back. Stay with us.
Patriotism is a...
You're listening to the Palmer Home for Children Radiothon here on SuperTalk Mississippi. Go to supertalk.fm/PalmerHome to help rescue and restore a child in need. Now, here's more.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children Radiothon. We're back with you. Final segment here on Middays. And, man, Rhino, we just had a big old update. We kept Drake Bassett, CEO of Palmer Home, with us. Rhino and I back with you. Tell the folks the number. Wait, is that Rhino or not? I wasn't sure at first there with the haircut.
I'm halfway to being a new man. Thank you to your generosity, and thank you for your generous donations to the Palmer Home. The current total on the board as of this very moment is $91,155.61. That is a big thank you to the Southeast Produce Council for their generous $25,000 matching donation. We did hit that $25,000. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you, Mississippi. But we're not done yet. We still got a long ways to go in this day. We still got several people to talk to, and we got several more donations to take. So please pick up the phone and call 662-469-5533. Text GIVE PALMER. That's all one word, GIVEPALMER. GIVE PALMER. Text that to 833-402-4519. You can log on to the website, supertalk.fm/PalmerHome. Or if you want to Venmo, open up your Venmo app, type in @PalmerHome-for-Children. Again, that's @PalmerHome-FOR-Children. You can make a donation there, or if you're watching on SuperTalk TV, check out the bottom of the screen. There's a QR code. You can scan that. It'll open up the Venmo and make the donation really easy. So, again, we're sitting at $91,155.61. Thank you so much for your generosity. But like I said earlier, we're not done yet.
I just challenged my golf buddies. I gave $500 earlier, so I just challenged all my golf buddies to chip in as well. Also, members of the legislature, my daughter's in the gallery watching the House proceedings today. She works for Child Protection Services.
Yeah,
so she's watching with.
There's a lot going on.
A lot going on right now.
Yeah, it sure is.
She just told me they passed the bill, so they're available now. We got one donation earlier from Josh Hawkins from DeSoto County, Hawkins and Bowen Insurance. So, Josh, go challenge all your House colleagues to dial in as well. This is on the C Spire text line, right? Mark from Gulfport, a regular listener, says, Super Talk, thank you for another fabulous radiothon. We've been supporting Palmer Home for several years. Went to the Columbus campus for 3 mission trips. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that, Mark.
That's awesome.
Thank you, and thank you for your support of the Palmer Home and for being a loyal member of our audience as well. So that's big time.
That is big time.
That's a big number, but we can always make it bigger, and that is all thanks in part to the generosity of the state of Mississippi and the listeners of Super Talk.
I'm sorry, Ronnie. We may have another update coming here as well. We're watching the board is getting erased, and
she just put that up.
We're going to update it. Yeah, we just put 91,000 and change up, so now we're going to update it.
We're getting ever closer to the mystery number that will have me taking out the little clippers.
Yeah. Look at this.
Uh-oh.
Josh Hawkins, Lafayette, and Panola. My apologies. I said DeSoto, so thanks for correcting that. Representative Josh Hawkins, that is. Thank you. Appreciate that.
As she finishes up writing the total on the board, the total as of this very moment during the 14th annual Radiothon for Palmer Home, the total on the board, $119,375.61.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is huge.
Thank you so much.
That is so great. Wow.
We have eclipsed 6 digits.
Wow.
We've got $119,375.61 on the board, but we're not stopping here.
So that does include, I'm told, the $33,000 gift that we learned about earlier. My good friend George Gammon with the Citizens Bank. He's a member of my Rotary, also a member of my weekly breakfast club, just a great guy, great institution as well. And he informed me that their Oxford region was collecting up $33,000.
Wow, that's awesome.
That. Thank you, George.
Yeah, big thank you.
Your group. That is so
great
awesome.
Gift.
So I'm trying to recall last year before we went off the air on middays, did we have a 100 handle?
I don't think we were at 6 digits at the end of middays last time around.
I don't think so either. But so we are so grateful. The people of the great state of Mississippi are truly generous.
They really are.
Are they not?
Yeah, I think every year I continue to be blown away. You know, you just talked about good people. Well, when we talk to people everywhere across the state, it's the same thing. Oh, I know some good people, and what they mean by that is people that care about their neighbors, people that are willing to sacrifice a little bit. We're so thankful for them.
Our news director, J.T. Mitchell, just asked me when you're getting your beard shaved, by the way.
We got to get to $125,000. We are really close, but it looks like we're going to have to wait till good things for me to shave.
Folks, that is a wrap here for us for the 14th annual Palmer Home for Children. But Super Talk Mississippi is going to be here for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Up until 6 o'clock. We got Rebecca coming on next. You're going to be with Rebecca Rhino. And then we got the Sports Talk team at 3 o'clock. They'll be here with you from 3 to 6. Middays is signing off. Thank you, State of Mississippi, for your generosity. Stay safe and God bless everyone.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.